What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Team 69 Crew channel. My name is Midget. I'm joined today by Mr. Orders as well, and we're going to be covering about 9 games from E3 that we saw in the conference last night from Microsoft. They're all going to be separate videos, so this is the first one we're going to be doing, and it's going to cover Forza Motorsport 7. This does look extremely good. They've said that they're going to start with at least over 700 cars, obviously including DLC and stuff in the future. There'll probably be more than 800 cars, I should imagine, at some point. They're bringing back the old favourites like the Lamborghinis, the Ferraris.
More importantly, though, they're
Yeah.
bringing back the Porsche 2018 911 GTR2 and a 6-year license. Finally, they've sorted out their issues
Yes.
with Porsche. And a 6-year license that should last up till Forza 8 and possibly Forza 9.
Exactly. Well,
And as you know, I am the Richard Hammond of the group. And I do love my Porsches, so this, for me, is the best news from Forza Motorsport 7.
extremely.
Yes, it looks good, but I'm after the Porsche. You know.
Exactly, yeah. It's been a very long time since like a Porsche license has been with a Forza game. I'm sick of the roughs, to be honest, with the RUFs. It's nice that this Porsche is going to be back in this game, so I'm hoping to bring back all the classics from the
A
previous
proper
DLC.
Porsche, yes.
So I'm excited to see what they're going to bring to the game with Porsche in it as well now. Where do
Well,
we
it's a
go from there?
6-year license, so you can imagine that they'll bring quite a lot back to it, you know.
Yes.
I remember the old Porsche expansion on Forza 3 or 4,
Yeah.
and they brought a lot of Porsches. We had that 911 Challenge, was it? The 911
Not a yeah.
Challenge or something it was
Yeah.
called?
GT3 RS, I think.
And it was it was one of the most amazing cars we had in that game. So I'm thinking that with the Porsche 6-year license, they will bring the Epic back
Yeah. They'd have to
instead
really.
of the roughs.
Yeah, it'd be quite nice as well if they bring back in the Porsche racing series as such, like the Porsche Championships for certain classes and all the rest of it. That'd be pretty cool.
I did enjoy those. Yes.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
I agree.
Yeah. But what is actually quite good about this game as well? They've said that it's going to be at native 4K at 60 frames a second. Obviously, for you technophobes out there, it's going to mean a lot. To a lot of gamers, it's not going to really mean much. But
And high dynamic range. Don't forget that.
exactly, yeah, that is true, and it's all going to be part of the fact that they're going to bring in for everyone that buys the game, because it's getting released on October 3rd this year. And they've said that if people buy it for the Xbox One and don't get it for the Scorpio or the Xbox One X now, it's going to be Xbox One enhanced for non-Xbox One X users. So regardless of your console, you're still going to get a massive visual upgrade on the console you play it on.
Definitely. What's it called? Visual fidelity and
Yes, like
what was
super.
it? Digitally remastered and all that. You're going to get proper, souped up, slightly better graphics
Yeah,
for the Forza Motorsport 7 if you were to just buy like an Xbox One straight version of it. you
yeah,
know?
yeah. That's it. Yeah, which I think is pretty awesome, to be fair with you. And I think that's also going to play a massive part in the fact that they said they're going to bring in dynamic weather, living environments, like dynamic track conditions.
Day-night cycles.
Yeah. So it's all gonna
And
look
I like the
really
fact they
good.
said the dynamic weather, but also the fact that they've got dynamic cars as well, that car parts rattle and wobble.
That's
which I
before you
thought
hit the
was-
wall as well.
I don't want to hear that while I'm driving down the road, thinking that
That's
there's
it.
something wrong with my car. Especially the way I drive.
Yes.
You know, I'm very heavy on the throttle, not quite so heavy on the brakes,
Yeah.
and I'm very ragged when I'm
That's
driving.
it.
I'm very aggressive
Yeah.
and forceful, so I don't want to hear my car parts rattle and wobble.
You would be the kind of person to follow on a high curb, and your fucking whole exhaust system would just fall off and slide across the track.
Yes, I don't want that. And I did like actually in the trailer, they did show a crash, very small, very off to the side, while when they were driving with the Porsche or the Lambo or whatever it was. I did like the fact that they did include a crash, but they didn't focus on it. So I'm curious to see how bad the crash animations and damages and stuff would be.
Yes. Yeah. Hopefully, they've not
Because they
kept it
didn't really show
arcade.
that in former motorsport trailers for Forza. They've shown proper big crashes and stuff,
Yeah.
but in this one they didn't. So I'll be very curious to see, especially because we're already halfway pretty much through June,
Yes.
and with it coming out in October the 3rd, I would really like to see if they're going to mention anything about crashes and the animation and the damage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that was one of the things that we loved back in the day from
Yeah.
Forza 2 to
Forza
Forza
2.
4
Yeah.
was the crashes, the damage, and
Yeah.
how
Even
it
just
affected
tyre
the
wear.
race.
You know. That's one
Yeah,
thing they've
tyre wear
messed
was a
up.
big one in Forza 2. That was the one thing I missed from Forza 2 and 3,
Yeah,
but mostly 2,
yeah,
was the fact that tyres actually worn down, and you
yeah,
can have a 15-lap race, and it would modify the tyres to wear quicker, so
yes,
that you could actually do pit stops and have proper races with forced pit stops and stuff like that. So
yeah,
I'm hoping that the actual, I mean, all the visual stuff is nice,
yeah,
but with the sudden recent ascent of Assetto Corsa and Project Cars, and with Project Cars 2 coming out in the fall as well, I believe, in the autumn. Sorry,
September,
I
I
don't know why I
think
went
it is.
American there.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I'm hoping that stuff like maybe pit stop engineers or pit stops or damage and tyre wear and fuel
yeah,
become a thing again.
a big part.
You
Yeah,
know, because they used to be.
yeah,
You have to really think about, do I want to pit early? Do I want to pit late? Do I
yeah,
want to risk it? Do I want to stay on the same set of tyres? And the tyres actually and the fuel
yeah,
made it worth driving. You
yeah,
know, it made it fun. It made it interesting. So
yeah,
I'd like to see if they mention anything after E3 now
yeah,
with regards to that side of the game rather than just the visual,
yeah,
native 4K, 60 frames per second, high dynamic range, Xbox One X enhanced. You know,
yeah,
that's beautiful and all, and it really looks amazing.
yeah, yeah,
But
exactly.
I'd like to see more gameplay, if you know what I mean, more
Yes,
actual
yeah,
stuff.
because we know that they've always been like an arcade-based game, but like going back to the tire wear and stuff, it's nice to have an option for the people that do enjoy racing games, a simulation aspect as well. So instead of just jumping on and know you can just take each other out, because obviously that's how people some people race these days. But it's nice to have a simulation side to it as well. So like failures, tire
Yeah,
wear,
but
fuel
that's the
running
thing
out.
about that was the thing about Forza 2 that made Forza 2 so enjoyable for me, is because I got the limited edition,
Yeah,
and with the limited edition, it came with a massive chunky booklet,
yeah,
and I'm talking like a proper size booklet, and it had the proper racing driver that he was like the technical specialist or whatever for the game,
yeah,
and he gave actual drivers side of things.
yep,
And I can't remember, but he's like a Finnish race driver or something, proper semi-famous in like rallying and stuff like that.
yeah,
I can't remember his name now off the top of my head.
yeah,
But in that booklet, I remember reading about all the stuff they had in the game, and they were saying that in the programming they had over 2,000 different algorithms just for tires and tire wear alone,
that's good.
and
That's
I
really
like
good.
that
Yeah,
because
that's attention to
that
detail.
is seriously attention to detail and proper simulation style racing, and I think that's why Forza 2
Yeah,
will always be my favourite.
yeah. I mean,
So if they can do something like that,
yeah,
that'd be better, I
Yeah.
think, especially with like Assetto Corsa and Project Cars as well,
yeah,
and other more arcade games as well, races like Need for Speed coming out
yes,
and stuff like that. So I think they sort of straddle the middle ground right now, but I think they're going to have to make their minds up what they want to be
yeah.
in the future.
Yeah, I mean, given the power they're gonna, obviously all the cars and stuff, they got all the tracks and stuff. You would think with the weather dynamics, you'd have a bit of simulation in there as well for, like you say, the simulation players. It's all where you're having an arcade racer, but that's good for the arcade people. If you want people to come and join your game that are simulation hardcore racers, then having a bit of simulation in there for the cars and dynamics, etc., would be amazing. Um,
And you'd think they'd have to do that because they do have an official Turn 10 sponsored Forza Racing League
yeah,
and World Championships.
yeah,
So they need quite a bit of simulation.
yeah,
Not enough to scare everyone off, but they do need quite a bit of it.
yeah. Just enough to make you
But the
pit
one
at
thing
least
I would-
once or twice in a race.
Yes, you've got to. Make it interesting.
Yeah.
Make it fun.
Yeah,
You know, oh, I've stayed out a lap longer than my good friend, Mr. Midget. Can I get enough gap that when I pit next lap, I can get back out in front of him, you know?
yeah. That's it. Yeah,
Make you think about things.
Yeah.
But one thing I'm also interested in, as a sort of segue from that,
Yeah.
is the actual driver simulation and AI,
yes.
and whether or not they're bringing back the good old driver tars.
driver tires, yeah.
And this new, I'm sure he said customized drivers.
Customized drivers, yes.
And in the trailer, they do look. One of the drivers does look like a racing version of the Master Chief from
It
Halo.
does. Yeah, like it's just in Kevlar
So
dark
I'm
colours.
wondering if these are costumes or they're like fully customizable. You can like create your own or pick
Yeah.
from a range of fire suits and helmets and
Yeah, sort of sponsors
designs
and stuff like that
and
as well.
stuff.
Yeah,
So I'll be very curious to see more of that as well in the next Fuck me, it's less than 4 months.
It
You
is.
know.
Yeah. Because what I think the really
So
good
I
thing
would
about
like to see more.
yeah, because I was going to say the really good thing about these customized drivers is the fact I think they are going to play quite a big part in it because in the trailer, and if you saw this yourself, in the Le
They
Mans
walk out
class
the car.
especially, they do actually when they're in the pit stop they change drivers, so you can actually see which
I
driver
saw
is
them
your
getting out
car.
of the car in the trailer. Yeah, it was. It
Yeah,
was. That's what makes me think this. I mean, he said it once, and that was it. He never mentioned it ever again in the trailer.
no,
So I'm very curious as to, is that a thing? Is it like a proper thing? Is it a proper variable thing with lots of choices and options and designs? And
yeah,
is there like a what was it Auto Vista mode where
yes,
you actually get to see you
yeah,
as the driver?
as the driver, yeah,
You
yeah,
know.
because I'm assuming they
And
must
so
have
I would like to see more of that.
yeah, because I was going to say they must have some kind of character aspect in this game to actually sort of lightly cover it, but then show a lot of custom drivers in the trailer. Makes you wonder as if it's got a story trailer to it now, or story mode to it. Sorry, or even just like an
Well,
online set of characters.
the Forza, what was it? Forza 2 and 3 especially. They didn't have a story as much, but they did have a sort of career mode where you progress through different championships. It wasn't like
Yes,
official, and it wasn't you've been invited to this championship, drive for us or whatever. But it was sort of you did start off in the sort of smaller classes and then sort of build your way up, you know.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it was nice the way that. But maybe they've done something special. Maybe they've gone the Project Cars route of you drive a series, you win it, and then you go to the next one, you know.
yeah,
Or maybe it's just completely they're separated, like Project Cars. Maybe there's an online and an offline,
yes,
separate versions.
yeah, exactly. I mean, maybe you've
Which
actually got a character you
it'd
level
be
up.
nice to see.
Yeah, yeah,
That would be cool. Because one thing I did like in the old Forzas was the higher drivers. We haven't
yes,
heard anything about it for this year,
no,
but I used to love doing the hired drivers. And if I couldn't be bothered to do a race, or I
yeah,
needed a piss or anything, or I was going to be busy getting the shopping in from the car or whatever,
yeah,
I liked the fact. And for some reason, I never picked the good drivers. Well, I did, but I never picked like the best drivers who stole all the race
all the
winners.
money, yeah,
I always picked little E. Spears. I
yes,
liked him. He
yep,
only took 70% of my money, you know, so I was able to save a bit.
yep,
But E. Spears, he would always be my go-to higher driver. So it'd be nice to see if they bring back sort of the old classics like that. I don't know if they're still in Forza 6. I never played it.
yeah,
I think
no
I played it a
idea,
bit.
yeah,
So it'd be nice to see if they've still got the higher drivers,
yeah,
and because that would be nice to see.
yeah,
But one thing I am very, very interested in is the truck racing. We
yes,
saw a little clip of that in the trailer,
yeah,
the old sort of old-fashioned like cat trucks and stuff, and I'm pretty sure one of the viewers, Turnip, he'd be interested in that as well.
yes,
But I wonder how they're going to do that, because back in the day they added shite stuff like transit vans and Renault Espaces and stuff like that, and they weren't really the best racing cars, you know.
no, they were there for
They
shits
weren't
and giggles
really
pretty
good
much.
round the circuit,
Yeah.
even though you did have a police transit van, which was amazing.
And a poster.
But I'd like to see what they do with the truck racing, and whether or not it'll just be sort of like one race, one circuit, or if it'll actually be all the circuits, or whether it's like a series.
Yeah.
So like maybe Tsukubas and Snettertons or Silverstone
Doningtons,
shorts or
Brands
whatever, you
Hatch,
know.
stuff like that. Yeah. That'd be
And that's
really
a
cool.
thing as well.
Yep.
We never found out about tracks, so we don't know where the truck racing is going to be because they
That's-
never really mentioned tracks apart from the
Yeah.
High Mountain Pass or whatever it was.
Yeah. The one
And
in Abu Dhabi.
the Dubai.
Dubai.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Dubai one.
Yeah.
And what possibly may have been Silverstone or Nürburg. Well, they mentioned Nürburg.
Yeah. It's in his hands on, isn't
Yeah, the
Um,
Nissan. Yeah.
it?
But I would love to see what they do with the truck racing, whether it's like a race or a series or it's every circuit in the game. It's like you can just have a truck.
Yes, yeah, exactly, yeah. Because what I think is quite good, because I touching back onto Forza 6, they did actually touch on truck racing in that. They have a selection of, a very small selection of trucks, but you could truck race in that as well. So if they've actually elaborated on that and brought all the manufacturers of the trucks in with the tracks that they all usually race on, depending on what championship they do, that'd be quite cool to have the trucks and the tracks to go with it. I know that they're bringing IndyCar in, Indy 500, and they are also bringing in, I think in Forza 6 there was NASCAR, so NASCAR in Forza 7 as well, as part of the game and not a DLC. For me that would be fantastic, because I don't watch a lot of NASCAR or truck racing, etc., but I do like to play, given the option. If I have the option to play those certain genres of tracks and cars, I do. And I do quite like the NASCARs, the Indy cars, the truck racing, all the rest of it. It's nice to have variation instead of having GT3 cars all the time and road cars. Yes, it's all fun, and you get your Le Mans cars as well. But it's nice to have a lot of variation in between the classes you can get. So the trucks, the Indy cars, NASCARs, Le Mans cars, all the rest of it. It's nice to mix and match than sort of just sitting into a game and playing one certain variation of class, because that does get boring after a
U-class
while.
races every single race.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. People
I think
back in
that's
the
what
day-
we liked back in the day. Was we could do the B class, the C class,
Yeah,
maybe a couple of D classes. We'd have Mazdas, we'd have Porsche 911s, we'd have Ferrari 458 Italias, we'd have
Yeah.
R8s, we'd have the Volkswagen Rabbit, we'd have like a whole mix.
that's it, yeah. And it's all
And it
good,
was
like you say,
good.
variation.
So, I like you said about the truck racing, that the difference and the variation. I do remember an old game I played years ago which had truck racing in it.
Yeah,
Can't remember what it was. I think it was an actual truck racing game.
yeah,
But it was nice to have the differences, truck racing or
yeah,
hot hatchbacks, sports cars,
yeah,
and stuff like that. So it'd be nice to
yeah,
have the variation. It'd be nice to see what they do with it and how they implement it.
yeah. It would be.
Especially because we've not really heard anything. I wasn't expecting the game out this year, to
It's
be fair.
true. Yeah, it's true.
But
Yeah.
obviously, Forza has been the sort of launch console game,
Yeah,
for
exactly. Yeah,
since Forza 5 and
Yeah.
the Xbox One.
yeah,
So it'll be nice to see what they do.
Yeah.
I'm very interested. Now, I was going to get Project Cars 2,
yes.
but I'm now debating
Between the
which
two.
one to get, which I never really did before because
Yeah,
I sort of lost a bit of faith with Forza, but I was
Yeah.
a big fan back in the day. So
yeah.
this one has got me thinking, which is good.
It is, yeah, because it's been a very, very long time since we played or enjoyed a Forza game. Because I must admit, I am more truck.
Forza 5, Bathurst.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. But I am like I say, I am a track orientated person. I don't mind open world games like Horizon, but I'd much prefer a track anytime because I find it more of a challenge. Whereas in an open world, you're surrounded by a different set of people that cut corners, obviously bash you in the side just to get ahead of you, try and spin
Invisible
you out.
walls.
That's it, yeah. I mean, you do get those people in tracks as well, but obviously the hardcore racers and stuff, they just, avoid them all the time as soon as they can. Go to the player card if they want to and just avoid players so don't match them in the future. But having fair races in a track race is so much more rewarding than it is in an open world event because there's only so much racing you can do realistically in an open world. Whereas given a track, you're given set limits, parameters, and all the rest of it comes into play. So
And
you've
you
actually
could
got to be
you could create your own series as well. I remember we used to do that.
yes.
So it was just more than one race on the tracks.
Talking of series, I'm hoping they bring back the clubs from Forza 4 because they were amazing.
I don't know what happened with them. I
No.
mean, they were a big thing in Forza 3 and 4. The livery editor, the clubs, they were a massive big thing. And
Yep.
then they sort of disappeared with Forza Motorsport 5 and the release of they sort of like rushed a half-finished game for the Xbox One launch, and then we never really saw them again.
No, and it's disappointing because if you had a club, you'd actually get bonus rewards and money and RP for racing as a club and getting certain positions, which I thought was really cool. So I'm hoping they bring that back for Forza Motorsport 7. To be fair, there's a lot I would like
Because
to see
it very
in this game.
was community orientated back in the day. It was a big community. We wanted everyone to play. We wanted the artists doing the liveries. We wanted the hardcore simulation drivers. We wanted the arcade drivers. We wanted the fun people.
Yep.
It was all a big community back
Yeah.
in Forza 2 and 3.
Yeah,
And 4, then they got the clubs, which was a brilliant thing because it included your stats for the club, each driver,
Yep.
but also as a club. So how many club podiums you've got, how many club wins you've got, and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So
how much actually putting into the club?
it was, and who in the club has done better and earned more credits.
done
and
the most for the
who's
club
got
as
more
such.
podiums and race wins and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
So it would be. You're right. It would be really, really cool to see them bring back a good community-based club
yes,
aspect
yeah. It really
to
would
Forza
be.
Motorsport 7.
They need to get their old players back, like us for just a select few. They need to get us back into their game because they lost a lot of
Yeah,
custom.
that's how you make Forza Motorsport 7 better and brilliant and the best racing game in the world.
Get us
myself
back.
and Midget back in it.
God, we think ourselves very highly, don't we?
Everything will be much better with us two. Yes, I agree.
But yes, guys, so like I say, that is pretty much what we have for Forza 7 so far. Like I say at the beginning of the video, we did say it releases on October 3rd this year, so get your pre-orders in pretty much. But keep your eye out for more trailers, because I reckon over the next couple of days, the people at the events in E3 and actual Turn 10 themselves will probably release a load more gameplay and trailers into the following months coming up to their release. And I think it's one to watch. I think it's been well worth the money so far. I've only seen a little bit, so I can't really say too much what I think. But if they keep going the way they've gone from the trailer last night, and they keep up the good work and all these different things, then I'll be buying it pretty much. So yes,
I would definitely be maybe buying it myself as well.
yeah, exactly. And Project Cars 2 might be on the back burner, unfortunately. I apologise, Slightly Mad
Maybe.
Studios. It's a possibility. But yes, guys, hopefully you did enjoy this Forza 7 breakdown, and hope you did enjoy watching this trailer on loop for the last 21 minutes.
And if you've got any comments or wish lists about your own Forza Motorsport 7 experiences, then please leave them down in the comments below.
Exactly.
We will read them.
That is true. And one
Maybe
thing as well.
respond to them.
Yeah, that one thing as well before we do sign off this video. If they do release online clubs and Xbox do release tournaments for this game before October, then do stay tuned to this channel. If we do get this game, we'll be making tournaments for British touring cars. And if you guys want to get involved in that, then do make sure to leave comments in the description below. And stay tuned to the channel for October when this game comes out. So yes, thank you guys for watching. My name has been Midget, and I've been joined by Mr. Orders as well.
Hello again. Goodbye again.
And we'll see you in the next video. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you hit the subscribe button below and hit the notification bell to get further notifications of more videos going up to my channel. And I'll see you very soon.